My parents texted, "Don't come to the house anymore. It's better without you." My cousin hearted the message. I simply replied, "Fine, I'll pull every cent back tonight." By 11:59 p.m., the college fund was emptied, the insurance auto pay cut, and their streaming accounts disabled. At 2:41 a.m., my dad tried calling 13 times. I just sent one final text. Good luck without my help. That was before they noticed what I kept for myself. "Don't raise your voice at me, Noah." The glass slammed against the table, water spilling across unpaid bills. "You've been nothing but a burden," my father barked, his jaw trembling. I didn't move. I just sat in the corner, hands folded, watching the storm hit every wall of this house. "Stop it, please," my mother sobbed, clutching her robe. My younger sister, Mara, crossed her arms, glaring like I'd committed some invisible crime. Then the words came, sharp enough to cut bone. "You're the reason this family keeps falling apart." The room went silent. Even the clock on the wall seemed to pause. "My name is Noah Keene, 26. I've always been the quiet one, the one they leaned on when the money ran short, when the lights flickered, when college funds appeared out of thin air. They thought my silence meant weakness, that I was too tired to speak. But silence is just a blade waiting for the right time to cut. What they didn't know? I'd been keeping score. Family members introduced. My father, Randall Keene, 52, a man who barked orders louder than he earned respect. My mother, Elaine, 50. She cried into her sleeves instead of ever fighting back. My sister, Mara, 21, sharp tongue, softer morals. She loved being the favored child. And my cousin, Jonas, the smirker. Always hanging around, always helping, always taking notes. They weren't a family. They were a courtroom. And I was always the defendant, Jonas muttered under his breath. "You should have just stayed gone." The way my mother flinched at those words told me someone was hiding something. The fight shifted to money. It always did. Randall slammed his fist on the table so hard that the water glass jumped. "You drained us dry, Noah. That college fund? You stole it." I didn't flinch. "I built it." Mara snorted, tossing her phone onto the couch with a little laugh. "Oh, here we go again. Saint Noah, the family martyr. Should we clap for you?" The words stung, but not because they were sharp, because they were lazy. That's how they always treated me, a joke they'd rehearsed too many times. Jonas leaned back in his chair, smirk spreading wider. "Funny how the one who gave the least is always the one crying loudest." Elaine's voice cracked. "Don't bring that up. Not tonight." Her eyes didn't look at me. They stayed on the floor. Her hands twisted her wedding ring, faster and tighter, like she was hiding her own guilt. I caught it. And so did Randall. His jaw tightened. Something was buried there, and I knew, if I pressed hard enough, it would break the surface. Randall shouted until the veins in his neck bulged. Mara threw in her sharp little one-liners. Jonas just laughed under his breath like he was watching free theater. But me? I sat still. Too still. Then Mara slipped. "At least Dad told me the truth, unlike what you got fed all these years." The room froze. Elaine gasped like she'd been stabbed. Randall's face drained. Jonas's smirk flickered into something darker. I leaned forward, my elbows on my knees, my voice calm but heavy. "You think this is about money?" "No. It's about what you all did to me," Elaine whispered. "Stop, Mara. You don't know what you've done." But Mara did know. And the satisfaction in her half-smile told me she wanted me broken. Me. My mind dragged me back. 16 years old. A letter from a university I'd worked for, dreamt for, lived for. Randall shoved it in a drawer. "We can't afford it," he'd said. But the bitterness in his tone wasn't poverty. It was punishment. Nights of scrubbing dishes, stacking shelves, walking home in the dark while they slept in warmth. Every dollar I earned went to the family fund. That was the lie I believed in. Mara's cheerleading uniforms, Jonas's endless emergencies, Dad's beer money disguised as bills. Even Mom's secret hospital visit she never admitted to me. And through it all, I was told the same thing. Be grateful you still have a roof. I was the roof. And they still let the rain in. It wasn't a slip anymore. It was an explosion. Elaine cracked first, her voice rising through tears. Randall, just tell him. Stop letting him hate himself. Randall slammed the table. Not here. Not now. I stood up slowly, the chair scraping across the floor like a scream. No. Now. Jonas, the snake, grinned wide. He loved this. You were never supposed to know, Noah. You're not even his son. That fund? That wasn't for you. It was for Mara. Always was. The words hit harder than fists. Elaine collapsed, weeping. Mara turned her head, refusing to meet my eyes. Randall sat like stone, silent, which was worse than anger. The silence told me it was true. My world didn't just crack, it collapsed inward. Chaos erupted. Elaine sobbed apologies that sounded like excuses. Randall tried to roar his authority back into the room. Mara crossed her arms, smirking through her fear, whispering, "Pathetic." Jonas enjoyed the fire like he'd started it himself. But me, I was finished. I raised my hand. The room actually fell quiet. My voice came low, calm, dangerous. I gave you all my silence. Tonight, I give you the truth. Elaine reached for me, trembling. Noah, please! You don't understand. You were loved. I stepped back. Her touch burned. Loved? Don't insult me with that word. Mara leaned on the couch, rolling her eyes. You'll come crawling back. You always do. I looked at her, not with anger, but with pity. Mara, you've never stood on your own. You wouldn't last a week without me. Her smirk died. I packed nothing, keys, phone, nothing else belonged to me. Randall barked from the doorway, voice shaking more than he wanted me to notice. You won't survive without us. For the first time, I looked him dead in the eye. No fear, no weight. I've been surviving because of you, not with you. Elaine collapsed into a chair, weeping so hard the sound scraped the walls. Mara cursed under her breath, but her voice cracked on the last word. Jonas typed on his phone, probably spreading the family drama before I'd even left the driveway. I walked out anyway, and the night air, cold, sharp, endless, felt like freedom. It's strange how quiet freedom is. I sat in my car, hands on the wheel, staring at the house that shaped me and scarred me. The walls inside hid secrets. The lights flickered like ghosts. It was never my home. It was my prison. My phone buzzed. 13 missed calls from Randall. A single text from Mara. Don't come back. I smiled through the ache. I wouldn't. For the first time, the weight slid off my shoulders. I wasn't their provider. I wasn't their scapegoat. I was just Noah, and Noah was enough. Maybe one day I'd forgive them. Maybe. But forgiveness doesn't mean return. Tonight, I didn't just walk away from them. I walked toward myself. If you were in my place, would you forgive, or would you walk away forever? Tell me in the comments. Your voice matters here. If Noah's story cut deep for you, subscribe for more emotional, raw stories. Like if you felt his pain or his freedom, comment what you'd do, because your voice could help someone else survive their storm.